close? Am I like super close? I don't know. What's up, guys? Hey, how are ya? I'm in a pretty freaking good mood. It is currently 4:20 where I am. I know some of you guys are probably like,
You're old. Like, what do you care about 420? Like, is that not old to you yet? Like, I don't know.
I'm currently in quarantine because of my traveling, and you know, why not indulge?
Why not indulge?
So yeah, as of right now, I'm on some legal edibles. We're gonna have a very calm conversation about the do's and don'ts and like safety things of traveling when I went to Los Angeles, California, specifically LAX. So I'm gonna be answering all your questions. Where is my phone? I also got some orange juice that's supposed to help with what, I don't know, but it's supposed to help. So first I'm gonna look on Instagram. So Utterly Divine says, no questions, I just live out here and I just wanted to say, hey girl, I hope you are getting some peace. Thanks for that. I really like enjoyed myself. It was amazing, and I appreciate all of you guys that hit me up privately and stuff like that, and I definitely got rejuvenated. I got what I wanted. E Bowling says, how to pack liquids with flying restrictions. I'm picky about skin/hair care routine. I usually pack things in my a bag that I check in, and I usually keep it in Ziploc bags so that it doesn't explode all over my stuff, and I try to keep within the rules with, you know, the ounces or the amount that you can use. Does that make sense? Black Moonshine says, what made you go from not wanting to travel to wanting to travel? Honestly, time needed to go by for like safer protocols to be had, obviously with, you know, vaccination plans and travel plans and stuff. Like, it just, I don't know, I just felt a little bit more open-minded. Now I will admit, I really want to go out of the country, but I just know that that is not a responsible thing to do. And I mean, it just is what it is.
Tough titty, you know.
It just is what it is. It's not even something I would even be trying to do, or, you know, or that I would be budging on anytime soon. But as it goes for like domestic, I feel like we've come to a point where there's enough like travel guidelines. The CDC has given us enough stuff, you know, at this point. So that's just how I made my personal decision, all right? The Diaries of Anna says, would you travel with a weed pen? If so, how? I don't vape anymore. Like, I haven't vaped in like, I don't know, maybe going on like a year now, I guess. Like, I haven't vaped at all. Lunar Eclipse asks, how do you feel about traveling to Cali since being in Florida for so long? It was definitely a culture shock, but I just wanted to go somewhere like way outside of my element. Simply K Inc., shout out to you, sis, said, do you have to take a C-19 test for traveling in the US? Yes, you do. You have to take one 3 to 5 days before your trip, and you have to quarantine 10 days before your flight. Viva Christina says, what did you do to make yourself feel safe / protecting yourself on the plane? Everybody has to wear a mask. Everyone is separated. I personally flew JetBlue, so the seats are already pretty separated. School Francois says, are the Californians wearing their mask? Yes, they were. Some people were not, but the ones that weren't were very vocal about like their vaccination status and stuff. Now, mind you guys, regardless, you should still be wearing a mask. Elna Wawe says, any tips for securing your luggage and making sure stuff doesn't get stolen? I usually just do one big bag, and then I keep like all of my personal belongings with me on my person, on my carry-on. But I mean, I usually just don't travel with stuff that I, you know, can't replace. Glocks Santana says, what's the worst part of flying in COVID? The worst part is being up in the air with that damn mask on, bro. But if you ever feel like you need like fresh air, they do have oxygen masks and stuff like that. Hey Kitsune said, did you guys have to get a vaccine to travel? No, it is not a requirement to have a vaccine to travel, but there are perks if you are vaccinated depending on where you're going. Like, for example, where we went, there were perks. Peach says, is there an option for mouth swab testing versus up the nose? I know that there is, but I personally did not get that luxury. I just got the nose one, but at least they let you do it like yourself, you know, by yourself. I'm going to LA on Thursday, first time backpack travel. How do I pack a sack for 4 days? Dude, honestly, just make sure that you're energized, and that if you do go up in elevation, take it slow. I guess I'm gonna come at you guys with like a story time where I got sick, like from elevation sickness, because I'm a Florida girl and I do not do heights. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys about that, but definitely take it slow with the heights. And what else? Make sure you eat as much as you can, okay? And make sure that you don't look at the clock all the time. I'm trying to see what else. Did you guys have any other questions? Because I feel like I'm just on a different planet right now. I'm not even about to lie to you. A different galaxy. Mammy Smith on YouTube says, did you feel safe while traveling? Meaning, did you feel the airports and other people flying were taking precautions to keep everyone as safe as possible? Yes, because everyone was so scared of getting their flight canceled with no refund. The airports were really strict. Even in Jack's airport, if you were walking around with no mask, you can get your flight canceled and with no refund. And I think it was like a $500 penalty fine. So yeah, a lot of people were not trying to get cased up that way, so they were taking it seriously. They were giving each other space. Like, I did my research as well, like, because whenever I get scared about something, I always try to get facts to calm myself down. And like, I just went to the CDC website and like looked stuff up, so it made me feel comfortable going. But it's always your decision whether you want to do whatever, you know. Miranda P says, did you see a big difference between Florida and California as to how they are handling social events / gatherings? Yes, I will say that there were some places in California, and this was really surprising to me, that weren't really practicing social distancing when it was coming to like lines. Like, so I didn't really get to do a lot of the things that I would have wanted to do going into LA, because I personally didn't feel safe waiting in line for certain things, because people were not really, you know, do what they're supposed to do, because now it's not the airport. Like, now you're not being watched all the time. So yeah, that made me uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. So I definitely am gonna go back later to finish up being a tourist. Jessica says, this isn't related to the mandated protocols, but how do you get the confidence to go on a trip, especially have Spodie stay somewhere else? I have anxiety and a pet that I'm terrified to leave or have cared for while I'm gone, and he's my support animal. You being able to do it is super inspiring, because I know you have anxiety too. Anyway, I'm so happy you were able to have a chance to see somewhere else in the world. It changes your perspective on things, you know, definitely does. So I'm the same way as you. I booked Spodie into a boarding. It would have been cheaper to have her come with us. It's just, y'all know, I really just needed like a whole vacay, and I just wanted to be able to do what I needed to do without having to worry about her. Even the hotel we stayed at was dog friendly. Like, I could have taken her, but I knew that she needed it. And as soon as I took her to the boarding and she just immediately went to the dogs, like, oh my God, yes. I was like, okay, it's fine. This is what needs to happen. She's good, I'm good. But I would just look into it. Like, you know, if you must take your dog with you, I would look into it, because it's actually cheaper than board. Here anyway, it's cheaper. What were some things you did to stay safe? Adriana asked, what are some things you did to stay safe while traveling? Did you also get tested when you returned home? Again, yes, I had to get tested when I returned home. They said, what were some things you did to stay safe? I wore like the face shield. I wore masks like the whole time, literally the whole time. I didn't take my mask off unless I was literally by myself. I brought, oh my God, I'm so freaking petty. I brought my own like hotel sheet. Shireen says, what were the requirements for the airline you used? Again, like, just you have to get tested beforehand. Surprisingly, the most place that I was checked for like my temperature and stuff like that was in dispensaries. Like, they didn't check my temperature or anything at the airport, but I did print out my test results just in case, because you never know when something's gonna change, or like if you just never know. But yeah, you have to get tested 3 to 5 days beforehand, and you have to quarantine 10 days. That's pretty much my answer to all your questions. Thank you guys so much for all of the well wishes, and for those of you who I've disappointed by traveling, I'm sorry. I mean, again, this is just something that I needed to do. Thanks to those of you that had faith in me, that I wasn't just like out here going to the club or like pulling a Jake Paul or like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Just thanks to those of you guys that like had trusted me to know that I wasn't gonna be out here being irresponsible. I just needed a little getaway. You know, I just needed a little getaway. Definitely check the CDC website when in doubt. Never go based off of what some guy on Facebook says or whatever. Like, always go to the source. Let me know if you guys have any more questions in the comments below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.